Seppo Lufau, Liz Frank injury, will be out 6 to 8 months. Been down there with his family and him, and it's tough, really tough. Thought Cade came in and did some good things, and Seppo was hot. He was playing good. It's kind of going to be his night. And give Southern Cal their credit coming back and getting the game there, and that's definitely a heartbreaker for sure for us. And kids keep battling, they keep fighting hard, and just came up short again. But wow, the last 2 years that team has shellacked us, and we've caught up a lot of area, but that still hurts mightily to those young men. And I feel bad for Seppo. Cade came in and did some good things. So, all right, I'll take any questions at this time.
Coach, with how tough Seppo has been and how many times he's bounced back up and the hits just keep coming, just how emotional, how tough it is for one to actually keep him down finally?
It was tough because he was hot. He was on a roll. He had a great week of practice. I don't think he missed a throw all week. He just kind of got back. He was getting rhythm, and he was trying to go back in. I said, I looked in his eyes and I said, you can't go back in. And they took him in. He was trying to tape it up, put him in. I said no. And he's such a warrior. He's such a leader. He's in there on crutches at halftime. He's on the sidelines with them. He's trying to do everything he can. He's helping out Cade every way he can. Just a phenomenal young man in there. Hugged his mom's neck. And, they're it's a tough deal. But yeah, it was tough. And to see him, it was just kind of late. They fell on his foot. He's been hit a lot harder than that before. You're like, there's nothing. And so yeah, it was tough.
What's your game plan now with App State?
Well, we'll go back to work. We have Cade and Jordan Gerke, and have Montez as our third teamer. Hopefully, we don't have to pull him out of a red shirt. I don't think we will. But we'll go with Cade and Jordan this week in practice and work at it and go. He took a lot of reps. He's been taking a lot of reps in practice, and he'll be even sharper next week when he's ready to roll.
It didn't seem like it sped up for Apsey. Did you expect that from him?
What now?
It didn't seem like the game sped up for him.
No. He's real accurate. He did some good things, and he should have got the ball out of his hands a couple times a little bit quicker on some quick game things when it wasn't right there or just throwing it away. He'll learn that on film. You have to learn that by playing. It's sad, but you do. I think Cade has a lot of ability. He's a very accurate passer.
Second half.
Yeah.
USC adjustments or talent-wise?
They made some adjustments, but we just fumbled the ball to them, gave them that. We were lined up offside with a big third down play, which would have made them kick a field goal. They scored the next play, and then not having Seppo out there, hurt us a little bit at times. That's nothing against Cade. That just hurt us. There was a few things that we didn't check right or we didn't do right, which hurt us on some drives. But give Southern Cal credit, they did some adjustments there. But mainly we kind of gave them the game a little bit, and then fought back there, and didn't get that fourth down play, and let them run the clock out. Had a chance to stop them there, and would have had it back with a minute and something, and maybe had a chance to go get field goal range.
I know your seniors have more games left, but obviously when you play the last game on your own field, it's a big deal. So
it is.
So what do you tell them after this?
Wow. The way they fought gallantly. How about Spruce tonight? Was that something else? The punt he took back and gave us a chance and played. I just hugged their neck, tell them how much I appreciate them, and they've got we got 2 more games left. There's also an outside shot. Still, I know it sounds crazy of a bowl because there might not be enough 6 and 6 teams. And I would think if we went 6 and 7, they might take a Pac-12 team over another team that's 5 and 7 or something like that in an open bowl. So our kids still are hoping for that. And those guys in there, I told them a lot of times. I said, I didn't inherit you, you inherited me. And they hung with us and have been great leaders and played hard. And I really appreciate them. And just hold their head up and keep moving along. You know, they have helped us come a long way. We just got to find a way to get over the hump in more of these.
That fourth down play, were you okay with the deep ball, or would you rather seen a higher percentage?
That, I'll just leave that way.
It sounded like Cade was saying that he was looking for a shovel pass there on that fourth down play, or something shorter, but the play got, for lack of a better term, blown up.
On the last play?
On the fourth down play,
yeah. Yeah, there was, yeah, we would have liked to have a better situation there on that. We need to execute it better and finish out the play better. That's what we need to do.
Cade was third coming into the season. What did he do to kind of move up the depth chart? When did he start making those improvements?
Well, he had a really good fall camp, and then he wasn't allowed to play the first 2 games. And so then, since he wasn't allowed to play the first 2 games, that kind of put him back behind the 8 ball, and then he started going again. And so I think all along he's had a really good camp. He had and then he started going, so he kind of got his feet back wet and then Jordan Gerke hurt his hip a little bit, so that sidelined Jordan in practice a little bit for a couple of weeks. He wasn't able to push off of his good, and then Jordan started getting more reps with the second team, and then Cade did, so that's kind of how that all worked out.
Cade said he didn't feel like he had his priorities straight at the beginning of the season.
Right.
Was there something that clicked for him, or was it just the suspension that kind of?
It's a 18-year-old growing up. You know, we all have those times in our lives, and he kind of had to look himself in the mirror and say, I either can do this or I can't do this. And he looked in the mirror and said, I can do this. So to me, that's really rewarding as a coach and for him. So he has done that.
When a young man like Cepho has 6 to 8 months to come back, you talk to him and his family tonight. Are you just trying to get him to tomorrow, or
I'm trying to get him to tomorrow in surgery. And then I'll get with our academic counselor and find out about his classes. You got exams, and we got all that coming up before Thanksgiving. So we're trying to keep him. He's an emotionally stable guy, so I don't have to worry about him being emotionally unstable. But you really care for him, and so first of all, you want to make sure he's okay, make sure mom's okay, and then go the next step, make sure academically he doesn't fall too far behind him. He's a business major. Our school's tough. So we'll work with that and then get him on the road to coming back.
How tough will it be to not have him for spring ball?
It'd be tough, because it'll be tough for him. But he's had enough, but we just got to get him back in hopefully May. He can start doing anything June, July. The summer will be big for him. He's such a leader. He'll grab those receivers and make them go out there and throw. They'll do what they really ask, for sure.
Mike, you mentioned that Cade and Jordan this week. You want to get them ready. Are you going to go with Cade as a starter, or are you going to give Jordan an opportunity to compete for that this week?
We'll talk about that tomorrow and kind of hash that out a little bit. Right, if I said it today, it would probably be Cade, but we'll see how week in practice goes. But we got to have them both ready because Jordan's one snap away from being out there. We got to work on an emergency third guy instead of Vernon Montez, a scholar. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Do you know who is a possible?
I don't know. We got a couple guys that played high school quarterback and can do some things, so we'll probably have to get some emergency situation there for some things, especially if a guy gets dinged for a play and you don't want to burn a play. That's why I wish the NCAA, they put it up before, where just let you play 4 games anytime during the season your freshman year, anytime. And I think that's not a bad deal, but we never have got that across. Especially when you have 85 scholarships, the kids are so much bigger, physical, all the concussion protocol, which is good, you need it. It seems like to me there might be some thought about that. I'm going to try to bring it up again.
Any consideration for Shea Fields in an emergency situation?
Shea Fields?
In an emergency situation?
I don't know. He doesn't throw very well. Did y'all see him on that reverse pass? I don't think so. Good thought, though.
Nelson can throw it.
Yeah, Nelson can throw it.
Coach, You seem a little bit more somber tonight than you have been after any of the games I've seen you.
This hurt. That's why I'm late. This hurt.
Is that
With Cefo's situation and all that, this hurt. This really hurt. It hurt a lot of kids. It hurt the guys in there. Because, I mean, they destroyed us, to be honest with you, the last 2 years. And, you know, we had our opportunities. And they feel it, they sense it. And when you come back close, it even hurts more.
Do you think you put up a good enough showing? You said earlier this week that you guys were the only game on national TV tonight.
I sure hope we did. You know, I know all the commitments. I called them all this week, and they're all watching. A couple of them were going to be late because they were in the playoffs, but some of those guys were back east, so I sure hope so. And maybe there's some guys that are on the teetering board to see how close we are, and those guys can help us.
What are the plans for surgery for Cepho?
I'll get with Dr. McCarty when I leave here again and go talk. It'll be early as we can, as quick as we can. So early this week.
Talk about how your defense played in this game, and like you said,
Yeah, they
USC shredded them the last couple of years.
Yeah,
And they really held
and they
it
got
up.
some ballers out there on their team. We tackled better. Now, we missed a few tackles, because you're going to miss those guys. So every once in a while, we ran to the ball, we hit them, we harassed our quarterback. We really didn't give up a big play except that one. We made a great throw in the back of the end zone, and a heck of a catch. I thought they played valiantly. I thought they keep improving, they keep fighting. We're getting more physical, we're getting better. That's a big offensive line, and our guys held up in there, I thought, pretty well. You know, they're going to make some plays, but you know, we gave them the short field twice, which hurt us. I think we don't give them the short field twice, and that the third down play where we were offside really was rough. That makes them kick a field goal right there. You can't do that, and we got to coach them better. We got to make sure they line up on the side and don't get in a hurry, and we got to do a better job of coaching.
Coach, it seemed that the offensive line had some struggles in the second half, just giving Cade sufficient time to throw. Would you say
yes.
What is it we're throwing them off?
No, a couple of them they did mess up on it, and a couple Cade we were throwing quick game, and if the quick game's covered, you throw it away. You don't have time. You know, because they're cutting them and they're uptight on them, and that's just something our quarterback needs to learn. And as he plays, I mean, he'll see it on film and go, I understand it now, I get it. In high school, you could probably do that, you know. And then we didn't block. They beat us a couple of times. They got a couple of dudes up there that are pretty good, so they beat us a couple of times.
Mike, you keep saying this hurts. Will it hurt enough that they will be that much more attentive in practice, or that much more attentive in the film room or whatever, that we'll get them past that?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I believe they will. They've been a resilient bunch. Our coaches do a great job of not browbeating them, but teaching them and pushing them. They do a good job of taking it. They were hurting, which is a great sign, and they should be. You know, they're like me. They're tired of hearing, God, y'all are getting so much better. Y'all are close. I mean, I walk in here and I've just looked at my phone when I was walking in here. I got all these things. Oh, y'all did, you know. We got to win those games, and we will.
How tough was it on CP to kind of have that tough fumble on?
Tough, and he's a hard-nosed guy and good leader for us. Yeah, that was tough.
Coach, last thing about that fourth down play that you want to talk about. Cade looked to his left and signaled. Did he check to that deep route, or?
We'll just leave it at that. I really don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry. We got to do a better job of coaching.
So you say there's an outside chance in a bowl game. Will there be more urgency, or is it kind of the sports cliche where you're just going to come to work like you have all season?
No, our kids have had urgency every week. They really have. You know, they get a week off tomorrow. It's the first day off they've had in a long time, and they get their regular day off, but they get an extra day this week, which I think can help us recover a little bit. And then we can fly to Pullman, Washington, and have another ESPN game, and we need to go to find a way to win it and keep showing how much we're improving as a program. And those kids, they've earned the right, and I'd like them to taste some more victories, because it's hard to look in their eyes. They're great kids.
In retrospect, the 13-game schedule with no break and not even catching a second win, would you guys do that over again?
You'd like to know that there's a 14th week in there, so you'd have a break in there. It's hard for the 13, but you know, we needed it we had the other game, home game, for revenue and all that, and it was good. We had to play a lot of guys. If we were winning them all, I would say no. When you're losing, you kind of think, well, you need a break. But sometimes when you keep playing, you stay in rhythm, you keep getting better, and I think we kept getting better in phases. So I guess you can always say if.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thanks, guys.